Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox, and I just wanted to say before I start that I recently lost my Instagram account, so I have a new one which is at Nikki Claire Creates. If you would like to follow me on there, that's where you can find me. Okay, so I'm designing for Bramble Fox today, and I am using the really super duper cute forest animals set. They are seriously cute. They are um, designed to coordinate with the crepe paper magical forest. They are really adorable. There's lots of things in there. So there's foxes and mushrooms and butterflies, or maybe they're not mushrooms, maybe they're toadstools, and dragonflies, squirrels. So lots of really adorable, cute little things. And I just happen to be using the crepe paper magical forest collection today as well. So perfect. Hey. So I have two photos of my little boy out in the back garden, and I really loved that play all day journaling card that was on the cut apart sheet from that same collection, and I really adored these trees. So I've fussy cut out a few of these trees. Now that one that's already on the layout is from the chipboard sheet, and I just wanted to make sure that it was going to look okay against the triangle background before I started fussy cutting the other ones from the big sheet, because obviously the fussy cutting of those trees can take some time. So I'm using a background which is a pattern paper background, a bit rare for me. I'm normally on cardstock, but this is from the Crepe Paper Magical Forest collection, and I just really like the soft tone of the background, plus then you've got the doodle triangles as well. So I'm going to create a bit of a feature out of those triangles. But the first thing I'm going to do is give my page a border, because I do struggle to make pages without borders. So I have trimmed my background down to about 11.5 inches square, and I've distressed all the edges, and I'm going to mount that onto a piece of craft cardstock. So I wanted to make a feature out of some of these triangles. So they're really cool. I thought I might have like some gaps with the craft cardstock showing through, and I thought that I might have my little animals or toadstools sitting in the apertures. However, it didn't really work because the animals and things were a bit too big to fit nicely within the triangles. So instead of making them look like they were being squashed in there, I avoided doing that altogether, and just filled them actually with a few sequins. So they're not shaker pockets because they're stuck, but they do look really cute. Okay, so I'm just going to work out my design of my layout before I move any further on. Before I start sticking things down, I just want to work out where everything's going to go. Now I'm spoiled for choice with the amount of stuff that I've got from this collection, so I'm just working out what bits I can use and what my layout as a whole is going to look like. So I was going to go for a vertical design, but now I think I'm going to go for a horizontal one. So yeah, and then I've got that play all day over on the right hand side. I really wanted to feature that. So now I have my two trees in the background, and I feel like I need one further down in the foreground as well. So I'm just fussy cutting another one of those. Again, that is a Crepe Paper Magical Forest paper with lots and lots of trees on it, and lots of little teeny tiny woodland creatures as well. So I've just fussy cut those, and I'm just creating like a cluster area over on the left side of my layout for my first photo to sit on, and then the other one is going to overlap that one. Okay, so I mean at this point I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my triangles. I'm pretty happy with how my design is currently looking, so I just want to kind of build on it really from here. So I'm happy with the general overall look of the layout, so I just want to start getting it all stuck down and start building it. So I was going through the ephemera, trying to figure out if I could mount my photos on anything, but none of them fitted. They were all the wrong shape. So in the end, I've gone back to my cut apart sheet and cut out a few more pieces, journaling cards, and they were of odd sizes as well. So I really struggled to get my photos mounted without cutting into another full sheet of cardstock. I do cut out some bits from the cut apart sheet and managed to just about mount my photo on some of those, but I still haven't done it. I'm being very indecisive. I think I've given my top photo a little border on the bottom corner, which I think I stick with. But I'm just trying to arrange the little critters. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to sit? So I like my critters to be facing towards my photos. So I've got that really adorable little hedgehog down to the left. And then I've got a couple of mushrooms, and then the squirrel under the play all day, he's facing in towards the photos as well. So that works for me. I'm happy with that. These ones are pretty good because they don't have any detail on their faces or anything. So it doesn't matter which way up they go. They could be turned over effectively. So I could have my hedgehog on the other side if I wanted to, and just turn him over. And he would be looking in the right direction. So that's one of the benefits of having perspectives that don't have any extra detailing. You know, some of them have faces or whatever, but these ones don't. They're just outlines. So that works really well. It makes them a bit more flexible. Okay, so still fiddling around with my layout and what it's going to look like. I'm really happy with how my little critters are looking. My little forest animals, they are looking good. I'm happy with where they are. So now I'm going to work out where I'm going to cut out my triangles. So I'm just with a pencil just marking each triangle that I plan to cut out, and I also take a photo of the layout with my phone because I'm going to take the whole lot off of the background. Although I do try and attempt to not do that. So even though I know exactly where everything's going to be because I've taken a photo of it, I'm still trying to do this with it all loose and not move any of it. So I'm going to stick a few bits down now because because I feel like I can't quite. I don't have the heart to take it all off and start again. That's always a massive barrier for me for some reason. So yeah, I'm going to get most of them tacked in place, if not stuck completely. Quite often I just stick the bottom of my photos down with a piece of tape, and I don't stick the top. I just come back in with some foam pads later and secure them in place when I'm ready. So I found that little cute tag. It's got a fox on it. He's really, really adorable, but I couldn't find a place on the layout for him to go as a whole, like the whole tag. So I'm going to tuck him under my photo, but I'm going to chop off the fox so that I can fussy cut him out and use him as a little embellishment. Okay, so I'm carrying on cutting out my triangles. Most of my layers are stuck in place, so I'm a bit braver now at cutting them out and moving my paper around while I do it. So I've literally, I was going to try and save the triangles and stick them like off-centered over the top of the apertures, but in the end I thought they looked great without them actually, so I've just pierced my scissors through the middle. Yeah, I'm really liking how that's looking. I just felt that I needed another little gap here to balance out the triangles a little bit. So I've just cut that one even though it goes under a layer. So yeah, that's looking good. I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to stick it all down to my craft cardstock background, and I'm also putting some foam pads around the outsides of the triangles. Now this is to give them a bit of dimension, and so that when I stick my sequins in the middle, well, at the time I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but this will mean that I have some nice shadows. Kind of gives the effect of them being set into the layout. So that was how I did that. So all of my edges are stuck completely flat, but my triangles are all slightly raised. So yeah, that gives just a nice extra bit of dimension, and I'm happy with how that's looking. So I've gone for the word adventures for my title, and I'm going to add a word to that too using the gold letter stickers that come with this Magical Forest collection. So just still fiddling around, working out where everything's going to go. There's my little fox that I chopped off that tag earlier, and the heart, that's a foiled heart from the ephemera pack. Then I have a rainbow, that's from, I think it's from the cut apart sheet. So just going to arrange, working on that little cluster over on the left a little bit at the moment. So this collection had this cute pack of paper clips in with animal faces on, and this one is the little bear. They had big clothes pegs on the back. They were very robust, huge in fact. And I wanted to just cut it off so I could use it as an embellishment. But I struggled. I really struggled. So be careful if you're doing that, because I nearly stabbed myself with my scissors. But I did eventually get it off. And then I can just add my little bear in there. He's very cute, just nestled in with the heart and the rainbow and the fox. So here I am adding my second word. So I'm going to turn my title into Everyday Adventures instead of just Adventures, because at the moment we are in lockdown. We are, every day is an adventure, and at the moment our garden is our saving grace. It really is our lifeline. So they're spending lots and lots of time out in the garden, and my little one loves being out in the garden. His absolutely favourite thing to do. So everyday adventures. Every day is an adventure at the moment. So yeah, that's a very apt title. Okay, so just carrying on now with my embellishment, trying to figure out what else I can use. I have these phrase puffy stickers from the kit. Not the kit. It's not a kit. It's a collection. So I'm just trying to work out if I can use any of those. Faff around a bit for a while here. So that word dream at the top there, it's had two positions already, and it's going to go into a third one in a minute as well. It just wasn't looking right wherever I put it. It looked lovely on the sheet, but when I tried to add it into a cluster, it didn't really work. Just fiddling around, working out what can go where, adding some chipboard in now. So I've got some flowers that I've just tucked in behind the word wonderful. It's the third position that dream's going in, and then it's definitely going to end up in a fourth one. So I must say I wasn't happy with it anywhere really, but in the end it frames my photo really nicely. So I move it down in a minute, and it goes well with that. So again, just making sure my clusters are all stuck down. And raising up things on foam pads and sticking things down where I need to. That cute little rainbow, I'm loving the rainbows at the moment. I wanted to balance, there's a rainbow on the right on that journaling card, so having a smaller one on the left worked really well. Just adding a bit more thread. I've already added some to the tag that's poking out from under my photo, but I wanted to add some to my clusters as well. So just adding some underneath the rainbow. So that's just getting that sorted there. And then I'm going to add another one as well. Oh, there we go. Dream is now in the right position. It's in its fourth position. I tried on this layout, and I finally settled on this one. This is the one that I was happy with. Yep, so adding some gold thread to the right hand cluster as well. Just getting all that sorted and stuck in place. Moving on now to the little gold, copper even, foiled stickers. I wanted to add in some of the mushrooms that were on that set sticker sheet, because of the mushrooms that I've got on the layout, or toadstools, from Bramble Fox from the Forest Friends set, Forest Animals set even. Yes, I'm just getting those stuck down as well, those little forest animals, because they are acrylic obviously. I'm just applying some glossy accents behind them, and then my hedgehog was over a couple of different layers, so he wasn't sticking very well, so I've just put my tape dispenser on top of him to hold him in place while it bonds. I just needed it to bond for a few minutes. Same for the squirrel, he was also over a few different layers, whereas the others are okay, I think, and didn't need anything holding them down. But yeah, they're coming along nicely. Nearly done. Okay, so I think everything is pretty much stuck. I'm happy with everything now, and I'm just going to finish off the final bits of this layout. So I'm just trimming a few little phrases. They were from a journaling card, or from a piece of ephemera that I cut up. So one says the best kind of day, and the other one says smile, laugh, play. So they both went really well. So I've just trimmed those down and distressed the edges. I'm now adding in some sequins to each of my triangles. So I've gone for a rose gold set. It has some peaches and rose gold, pinky, glittered sequins, as well as some small kind of white sequins and some embossed gold sequins too. So a real mix, but it's all very glittery and sparkly and perfect colours for this layout. So I'm just spending a bit of time using my paper piercing tool and my glossy accents to get all of those stuck in place. Okay, they're all stuck down now. So just finishing off with a little bit of copper kind of coloured, or it's more like a dark tan coloured paint to add some splatters, and that is me done. So that was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox. Thank you so much for joining me today. I used the Forest Animals set from the Bramble Fox shop, and they are still available for purchase. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.